So let us get into the economic causes.
Operation of the poor.
What does operation means? Anybody? What is operation? Operation means dabana. Already you are poor. On the top, I am putting more taxes. Already you are peasant. I am asking you to do cultivation for the next 2 years without any money. The poor are the people who are badly affected by the East India Company rule. Why? On one side, earlier kings used to collect the tax. On the other side, who will collect the tax? The company. Are both together looking at the famine problem? No. And in between, there were serious provinces where they were having problems like famine. What is famine? Famine. Sukha. No water, nothing. Forget about human being. Even the plants and animals do not have the water. And that also goes for months and years. And these people will be enjoying a tea party, enjoying what kinds of party all. And our poor hunger people will be looking at what these Britishers are doing. And then there is a place called Kolkata, even now. In fact, famine of Bengal was considered to be the most famous famine. Famous in sense, went for years. Thousands and thousands of people died. So when I say the word oppression of the poor, so it's so simple to tell you, it is the poor people who were oppressed maximum by the Britishers, and that's why they were a part of the which community? A revolter community. Second point, keep saying the point, I'll explain, quick.
Clogging, torture and imprisonment of cultivators for their inability to pay arrears of rent, land revenue and interest on debt were quite common.
Now if I want to explain the word arrears, this month you two are paying only 1/10 of the tax. And you're saying, sir, next month I'll pay the addition. No problem. Next month you are again saying the same. Correct? Next month also you are getting the arrears that you have to pay it in the last month also. So it is beating them up, or it is, giving them strict punishments, so and so. So this was added up. And these peasants said, we are fed up with these people. Correct? And they are treating us more like an animal. So let us try to revamp them. You know what is revamp them? Remove them from our area. What is the next heading?
Thus, the growing poverty made the poor desperate and led them to join a general uprising in the hope of improvement.
It's very simple to tell you. The growing poverty, in fact, if I say the biggest punishment today we have, or the biggest curse you will face, it is the poverty. Better remain alive to die. Correct? When you are, right from morning till evening or evening till next morning, you are only worried for only one thing. What is that? How to fill up the stomach. Because you and me have not seen it, and by God's grace, God has given you, and your parents are also there. But if you go hunger even one day in a meal, how much we feel the pain? On the top, who is oppressing them? Who is oppressing them? The Britishers, East India Company, beating them, thrashing them. So they are always serious in threat. For what? Losing their life. तो क्या बोलता है? अगर ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के हाथ से नहीं मरा, वैसे तो मैं भूखमरी से मर ही जाऊंगा. What is that? By hunger. So that was also one thing. Next one, economy. एक काम करेंगे. Out of all these points, which point you want me to give? Social, religious, just check, because we haven't write, or you only write the subheading and keep. Don't write the entire thing. You write only the subheading. You write for the socio-economic versus subheading. You write economic versus subheading first. How many points are there? Not more, is there? Write only the subheadings. I'll explain one by one. And then military causes I will be giving in detail. Write only the subheadings.
The strain of health.
Yes. Get the bottle of water. दोनों के हमारे नर्सिंग पे रिसर्च करते हैं। You write only the subheading, okay? Because out of these points, certain points they will ask in detail, and some other points we'll just go ahead. Military, immediate, and political causes, very important. And while writing the subheadings, which points you want me to explain, that also you can ask. You can switch on the AC. The room is looking warmer. Let me read the points, all the points written. Now you see which point we can go one by one. The next point I will ask him to read. Drain of wealth. Not you. Yeah, that is economic only, na?
Yes.
A drain of wealth, come on. In fact, if you remember, if I read, there was a person called Dadabhai Nauroji. What is his name? He has written a book called Drain of Wealth. Means Indian currency flowing into which bank? The London Bank. Abhi, the Governor General is working in India. His salary should be coming from London? No. Salary was withdrawn from India only. And he was not paid in Indian rupees. He will be paid in British pound. And his salary will be credited into London. Are you understanding what indirectly they are doing? Plundering. which is मैं अगर अमेरिका में काम कर रहा हूँ, अमेरिका मेरे सैलरी आके डायरेक्टली इधर इंडिया में क्रेडिट करेगा, वो भी कौन सा करेंसी में? अमेरिकन डॉलर में. Don't you think my family member will be very happy? तो उधर ही रहे, इधर मत आ, महीना तो डॉलर मिल रहा है ना हमको. So indirectly, Indians were looted by whom? By the Britishers at any step, every step, and all possible steps. Correct? So when you use the word economic drain or drain of wealth, we always believe the money is flowing from Indian to London. Is it good sign or a bad sign? Why bad sign? It is my money. If you are getting the salary, you spend that salary in India. What will happen? At least you will buy some commodities. You will spend some money. That money will be coming back to whom? To the India. Are they sending it? It is directly going to London. Let's proceed.
Drain of wealth. In the pattern of Decay, the European trader used to bring gold into India to buy Indian cotton and silk. However, after the conquest of
Conquest. What is conquest? Other word? You write capture. Now show some energy. Don't be very sleepy. Because of you, that same wave comes to me also. Before you start reading, now what is the happiness you have to be? After a few minutes, you will be back to the house, having some lunch, and then go for a wonderful sleep. But Amara hai up till 8:30. Amara routine hai, lectures hai. I will be free after 8:45 only. But ठीक है, अभी क्या करेगा? So you have to give me some energy. Which energy? Sleepy? He is saying sleep. No sleepy is it? Come on.
after the conquest of Bengal, the British stopped getting gold into India.
Underline the gold. Now, if you remember this Bengal, I didn't explain that. There are two battles were fought. You remember? First battle was 1757. Second battle was 1764. Can you name both this battle?
This books are.
One is Buxa, where it is Buxa. Battle of Buxa or Buxa we call it. Second one is Class A. So they got the trading rights of which province? Bengal. Did I say Bengal? Yes. In those days, Bengal was Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. You understand Odisha? Today we have Odisha. Yes. So it was very big and very rich. You write these two battles in your notebook. 1757 Battle of Plassey. You write fully. 1764 Battle of Buxar. Or you write Buxar also. And then I'll give you a small note below that also. Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. You are nearby only, na? 17. Then why do you drive, cycling, then Pulriti madam?
I was late, so I told that.
Once you told me na, that you were, not you, came all sweating. That time cycling.
Yes.
Or two-wheeler. Or two-wheeler. Under license said, don't write out. Laws are very strict. Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. Then write below. By these two battles, British became the de facto ruler. British became the de facto ruler of India. DEA, calligraph. D hyphen facto. FACTO. hyphen में नहीं डाला तो चलेगा. FACTO. Bengal comprised of open bracket Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Comprised of today's Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. One more. It was a rich province.
So Odisha can be written in bracket.
Why not? अच्छा comprise लिखा तो मत लिखो. Comprise of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha.
Bengal comprised of Bengal.
बिहार तो क्या हो गया? अरे बाबा रुक जा, इसको ये दोनों मत लिखो अभी बोलो. Bengal comprised of Bihar and Odisha भी बोल सकता है. बट बंगाल के एक नया प्रोविंस था जिसमें बंगाल तो रहेगा ही ना. बट इन दोज डेज बंगाल द बाउंड्रीज वर नॉट लाइक टुडेज बंगाल. You know, Bangladesh was part of India. That also, you know. In fact, sorry to say, जितना हम लोग पाकिस्तान हमारा बोलता है, तो बांग्लादेश किसका था? इंडिया का ही था. But since Bangladesh is maintaining a friendly relation with India, and Bangladesh is not throwing any bombs or any terrorists to India, we are just keeping it out. If not, how much time India takes to take these two countries inside Indian map? Nothing. But India never does all this. Correct? And aaj tak nahi kiya. In fact, I don't know if you remember our history, Indian history based, go back to even 5,000 to 7,000, not 7,000, 5,000 years. Till date, no Indian king have attacked any other king or any other country first. Means, policy of क्या नहीं follow करते हम लोग? Expansion. किधर ही तो था ना? हम लोग नहीं follow करते. But then you try to show me the superiority or you try to attack my kingdom. Don't you think we need to protect you? No, I need to protect myself. आप अटैक करते जाएगा मैं बोलेगा ठीक है नहीं हम तो शांति है ये बोला वो लेके जाएगा मुझे. So even if I tell you one more interesting thing, the Britishers are the not first foreign powers in India. You know that? Who were the first Europeans in India? Either you go this side or let him come this side because you're blocking me completely from his vision. थोड़ा तू अंदर चले जा. He's struggling और मुंह खोल के बोलना उसको. तो friend only. He's happy. अब कोने में जाके सोएगा भी. Who were the first foreigners, especially the Europeans? Everything I will keep saying now, at least something you say. Were the Britishers last foreigners in India? That is पक्का. उसके बाद कोई foreign invasion नहीं हुआ? No. ऐस क्या हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? नहीं हुआ. And so tell me the first Europeans. Correct. Who? क्या? Portuguese. Then came French. And then came the British. Mughals तो उसके पहले आ गए. But Mughals ने अपना motherland करके इधर ही रह गए. ये लोग किधर motherland मान रहा था. They were not taking motherland. That is a different story. औरंगजेब ने ये लूटा, टीपू सुल्तान ने वो लूटा, but वो लोग इंडिया में ही तो था. They did not go back to Afghanistan. They settled here. But can I say British settled here? No. So always believe one thing, that Britishers were the last to come to India. And they were long-lasting rulers also. In fact, there were wars between French army and English army also. You know, for what it could be? India only. Have you gone to some parts of, what do you call, Goa? Churches of which country? Or which rulers? Portuguese. आप उतना दूर क्यों जा रहा है? इधर बॉम्बे में एक पोर्चुगीज चर्च है, मालूम है? एक्चुअली उन लोगों ने नहीं बनाया है, बट उसका नाम लोग पोर्चुगीज चर्च बोलता है. What is the meaning of the Portuguese church? It was once followed by the Portuguese people. You know who are Portuguese? Very bad. इधर पूरा रामायण बताना दोनों मेरे मुंह देख रहे हैं. अच्छा, French. French belongs to which? France. वाह, क्या finding है? Portugal. You do say French belongs to which country? पक्का? If I say no, they belong to Belgium means? नहीं, फिर वो Belgium नहीं रहेगा, है ना? चलो, Belgium people are known as who? They are called as Wallonian, W. चलिए, let's proceed. ये सब आपको, अच्छा, are you not interested in going around the world? तो कौन सा country जाने का या गया है? नहीं गया है. वे. Oh, where in? ये तो टूरिस्ट वीजा पे जाकर आया ना. तो उधर जाकर रहा है क्या? कनाडा, where all you have gone? So which province you did not like it at all? Calgary it is. Calgary. Edmonton है, Brampton है, बहुत सारा जगह है. When I was there for some good number of years, I was working. Seattle, US, and Saudi, Abu Dhabi. I was saying about that Burj Khalifa there. It's considered to be one of the best buildings in the world, is it? Tallest. And even the lifts facility, everything they say, no other building in the world can match what is Burj Khalifa. And there's the highest tourist places, Abu Dhabi only, UAE. You know that? And whatever cars America launches, before the launch only it will come to the country called Abu Dhabi. And all the sheikhs will be using all kinds of cars. And they say their lavish houses or even the lavatories are made out of gold. मैंने बोला golden नहीं, even lavatories are made out of gold. मैंने बोला because of this oil only these people are earning, है ना? जिस दिन oil बंद हो जाएगा, then they are much गरीब than you and me also. But then ठीक है, then countries are there. And why I'm saying all this, because the more you have went around, you see people talking with them, you'll understand their culture. And in fact, some Europeans are still now quite okay. But now then India has a great respect than what India was earlier. Why? At least we are in a much stronger position. And now, if you don't know, I can tell you more than 126 countries of the world, you don't need to take a visa. आप जब पासपोर्ट और टिकट डाल के जा सकता है. एंड उधर जाने के बाद ऑन अराइवल वीजा मारेगा. बस आपको बोलना पड़ेगा कितना दिन के लिए आप इधर रहेगा और किधर जा रहा है. एक एड्रेस दे दो, बस बात खत्म. वीजा अप्लाई करने का, फिर वो ऑनलाइन चेकिंग होगा, फिर पुलिस इंक्वायरी होगा, फिर वो ना बोलेगा, फिर आप हाँ बोलेगा. ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ हैराकरी थिंग्स. बट आई फील कि एक दिन ऐसा भी आना चाहिए, वी शुड गो फ्री टू अमेरिका एंड यूके. इंडियन पासपोर्ट, कम इन सर. मतलब तुम लोग हमारा कंट्री को लूट के रखा है. ओके, चलिए लेट्स प्रोसीड. यू रीड.
began to purchase raw material for their industries in inland from the
revenues of Bengal and profits from duty-free inland trade. In fact, before he reads also, I was telling that only. The money that they collected from Bengal was so high, or was so rich, Bengal. They thought, what we can do with this money? They said only one thing. What? Let us rule the entire country. If you and me could have been there in the place, what could have been done? चुप बैठो सर, इतना पैसा आ रहा है, चुपचाप लंदन जाने का और ये पूरा पैसा बेच के भाग जाने. But did they had a bigger dream in their mind? Yes. What was the dream? In Hindi we'll say चलो दिल्ली, है ना? चलो दिल्ली किसके लिए? केजरीवाल से मिलने? नहीं. To capture the whole India. Okay, you read the next point.
So which part were they ruling?
Where?
India. Which part were
Delhi.
They were ruling Delhi.
Who's this the? British were. यार तू कैसा इतना innocent question पूछ रहा है? Entire India was under their control, is it? देखो, they started all the way from Bengal, somewhere here, है ना? And they started slowly these provinces. Mainly their aim was to go to Delhi. अबे दिल्ली कैप्चर कर ले तो पूरा इंडिया उनके हाथ में ही रहेगा ना? Delhi is what? The problem came, very strict problem came from here, Maharashtra and Punjab. Because Punjab it is the Sikh people and the Marathas. ये राजस्थान लेने दो, then Madhya Pradesh रहेगा, छत्तीसगढ़ तो तभी था भी नहीं. So if I show you India all in all, now we have this independent India. But there, it was a British India. पाकिस्तान अंदर था, अफगानिस्तान भी अंदर था इंडिया का. ये मैप था भी नहीं ब्रिटिश के टाइम में. इंडिया वाज मच ह्यूज. एंड जितना भी प्रोविंसेस था या जितना भी प्रिंसेस था, दे नीड टू पे बैक टू whom? टू द ब्रिटिश. कंट्री तो ब्रिटिश के हाथ में है. बट आप लोग दोनों बोलते सर हमको थोड़ा बहुत फ्रीडम चाहिए. मैं बोला ठीक है ना, नो इश्यूज. यू एंजॉय द फ्रीडम, बट यू हैव टू पे मी द टैक्स एवरी ईयर और एवरी मंथ. So what you are doing? You are exploiting the farmers and bringing me the tax. And what I am doing? I am just giving one political coverage to you guys. I am saying you are under my rule and you have to keep paying the taxes. और कुछ नहीं. ठीक है? चलिए.
Well, began the process of plundering.
What is it? Bundling.
Plundering India's raw materials.
What is plundering? उधर लिखो looting. Normally you and me, if you go to a place which belongs to me and you, and there are a lot of resources, will you plunder or will you try to take few and then leave few? Leave few. हमारी तो country है, किधर भागा जरा मैं? आऊँगा ना मैं, अगले 2 साल में आऊँगा. But the Britishers also stayed in India for how many years? Close to 200 years. But they never kept India as their which land? Motherland. In fact, sorry to use that word, they said it is looting land only. Loot ho. And कहाँ जाके deposit करेगा? In London. Okay, if you do the same thing to the London, going to London and plunder, do you think the government will leave us? And government will leave us or not leave us, is that's the second question. But do you think Indians have this mentality? So that was the difference between the Britishers who were there in India. Correct? Go ahead.
Transfer of wealth from India to England, for which India got no proportionate. Maybe less than proportionate. You understand proportionate? Or ratio proportion किया है ना? 1:2, 2:4, 4:8. मतलब 1 part अगर इंडिया में रह गया, 10 part तो वो लेके गया. कौन? So is it just or unjust? ऐसा highly unjust. अभी आप 2 है and I am 1 and we get an apple. So what I will do? I will cut the apple into half. And आप बोलते हैं एक काम कर सर, थोड़ा सा बकबक बहुत करते हैं, उसको हाफ दे देंगे और हम लोग दोनों हाफ ले देंगे. Okay? But I'll say I will take 3/4 of the apple. You will take 1/4. And उसमें भी वो बेचारा बोलता है, वो तो वैसे भी शर्माता है, थोड़ा सा मुझे दे देना. ये बोलता है ठीक है मैं पूरा कर. Is it equal? ये क्या है? और अगर आप ऐसा डिमांड करेगा 3/4 हम खाएगा, 1/4 आपका, will I allow?
So this is what the Britishers were doing. Okay, next.
The trade included the salaries, income, and saving of Englishmen. The British expenditure in India on the purchase of military clothes, office establishment, interest on the unnecessary expenditure.
What are you reading, man? On the army. So almost any piece and every piece of Indian expenditure going to where? Going to London. Now you see, shall I give this in your notebook? Drain of wealth, looking bigger. Write up. He doesn't know what to say yes and what to say no. Easy. अच्छा 2 point बिना देख के बोलते फिर I will not give the notes.
It's understandable.
ना तो पढ़ ना. Write up. It is too big to understand. After the two wars of Plassey and Buxar, after the two wars of Plassey and Buxar, after the two wars of Plassey and Buxar, British became the de facto ruler. British became the de facto ruler of India. British became the de facto ruler of India. Did I explain the word de facto? What is the other word for de facto? You read unchallengeable. Second point. Drain of wealth began. Drain of wealth began. All the way from Bengal, continued till Delhi. All the way from Bengal, continued to Delhi. Next. The money they plundered from Bengal was used to capture the whole of India and increase their plundering aspect. And increased their plundering aspect. Increase their plundering aspect. Next. No provinces was left. Untouched by the British. No provinces was left untouched by the British. And the transfer of wealth from India to England. Transfer of wealth from India to England took place on a large scale. Am I giving it in point wise? Is it reflecting easy? Then copy any 2 points from your textbook, that's enough, from your wallet. Then I will explain the rest of the points. Then military Immediate cause we have done, then we'll get into consequences. And I'll make you to write some question answers. That's on page number 21. Any 2 points? Then we'll do handicrafts, unemployment, indigo cultivation. Next. Now look at that decay of cottage industries. I'll just explain only. We'll do. So when I say Indian cottage and handicrafts, we say even today it is very highly foreign exchange oriented. You know what is foreign exchange oriented? Commodities like bangles, commodity like small miniature, this one, carpets, all exported. If I remember this Pashmina shawl from Kashmir, have you heard about Pashmina shawl? What is the specialty of the shawl? The entire shawl can pass through a small ring. Are you understanding? So it's so simple to tell you, before the arrival of the British, cottage handicrafts was a lifeline of village. And after the arrival of the British, they made life remove from the line. High taxes, banning the products. But besides that also, if any Indian handicrafts or artisans produce it, they will cut the hands of the artisan. You understand what is cutting the hands? Who did it? Who did it? After Taj Mahal was constructed, who did it? Who built the Taj Mahal? Very good. Who built the Taj Mahal? Shah Jahan. For whom? His wife. ये बेचारा सुबह से बेगम में लगा, कौन सा बेगम के साथ है पता नहीं, कौन है बेगम बजे. Begum means it's just wife, nothing like. So we always believe that whatever India could have achieved, or India did achieve, destroyed by whom? Now look at the next one. Economic decline of peasantry. Peasants are those farmers who do not have a land of their own. You are working on my farm. Since I was the king, I keep giving some, patronage. You know what is patronage? बोलते महाराज हमारे घर में ये नहीं है, ठीक है, कुशल लेके जाओ. और वो बोलता है हमारे बच्चों का पढ़े, नहीं लेके जाओ, टेंशन नहीं, जब तक महाराज जिंदा है कुछ नहीं. But what the Britishers will do? Are the Britishers going to give you patron like what the kings did? No. They wanted only one thing from them, and they literally made them whom? The slaves. You understand slaves are who? So already he was poor. Already he was weak, but with the British administration, what has happened? He was made the weakest. Then if I tell you the next heading, it is landed aristocracy. Normally we have several commissions. And look at that, 20,000 estates were confiscated. In India, there were many landlords. You know who are landlords? Zamindar सुना है? अबे आप लोग दोनों जमींदार है, but पूरा जमीन मैं छीन लिया. आप बोलेगा फिर काय का जमींदार? He was having 100 acre and he was having 200. British government ने दोनों ले लिया. बोलते 2 एकड़ में तुम्हारा बंगला है, उतना ही रहो, बाकी पूरा एकड़ हम छीन ले. So these zamindars were in a utter what? Anger against whom? British. Then this growing unemployment. Now at least before the arrival of the British, the unemployment cases were not very high, but it were there. But what the British started? Destroying the industries. What is the British started? Destroy the handicrafts, artisans, subsidiary alliance. So don't you think automatically what will increase? Did it increase? Yes. Then what was the problem? Since people are unemployed, they do not have the job. अबे आप लोग दोनों पिछले 2 साल से बिना जॉब का बैठा है. मैं बोलेगा वो क्या है ना? We are planning to attack the British. आप बोलेगा पहला बुलाना का. I am ready. बोले आपको काम 2 साल से कुछ काम नहीं है. If you have any work, will you join the revolt? Will you join the revolt? Why? छोड़ो यार, कल मुझे ऑफिस जाना है, फिर मंथली सैलरी लाना है, फिर राशन पानी देना है, राना बीवी लात मारना है, फिर मैं किधर जाएगा? But if you are without a job, already you are in a big tension, and you know the tension is caused due to whom? And now we are planning to attack British only. Sir, बोलो sir, आप बस मुंह खोलो, अभी हम तैयार. ऐसा किसने बोला रहेगा? The landed aristocracy. Next, we are saying the word indigo cultivation. Hey, what is this word indigo according to you? Have you seen that Neil that we put into white clothes? Neil or blue. That is Ujala company का नाम सुना है? White कपड़े को आपके घर में मम्मी कुछ डालती है blue color का liquid. क्या होता है? बाबा ये comfort नहीं. Comfort is a fabric whitener, man. White कपड़ा है घर में. Who wears it, Max? Dad or mom? Nobody wears it. And you and who else are there in the house? Bas, alone fellow. No brother, sister. Oh, she's studying. Good, yeah. Where in Canada? किधर है वो? कौन सा province?
University of
But which province it is? अलग-अलग province है ना? एडमिंटन है, कैलगरी है, टोरंटो है, ओंटारियो है. अच्छा, वही मैं बोलूँ ना. Province का नाम बोल तो ये विक्टोरिया. That's okay. And what I was saying, क्या बोल रहा था मैं? Indigo. So indigo means something which we add to a liquid so that the white clothes become more whiter. I mean, what is indigo in connection with Indians? Indigo, if you plant, it was sold in the high prices in the which market? International market. So when the Indians come to know that indigo is fetching high price, they were very happy. Oh, Britishers are asking us to grow indigo plantation and we are going to get the profit. Do you think indigo ka profit British Indians ko dega? If they get per kg 100 rupees, one example I am, 90 rupees is taken by them. Only 10 rupees is given to the farmers. Farmers. एक एग्जाम्पल बोल रहा हूँ. एक फार्मर को थोड़ी 10 फार्मर को 10 रुपए देगा. Means 1/10 was given and the maximum profit was going back to. In fact, certain farms which are producing rice and wheat, Britishers forced them to produce the indigo. Okay, now read all that and come back to me. And poverty and famines, I'll be explaining. Then we'll make you to write military courses also. Oh यार, कब तो जरा 13 बजे से मैं इधर नजदीक बैठा हूँ. I am getting all the positive waves of your clumsiness. Sorry to say, never in my life I've had such clumsy kind of a one. Both are exactly the same. Sorry, तन्ने देखा ही होगा. ये क्या है? थोड़ा तो energy put on. You become my son now. I'm getting all the energy from there. I'm having high signals. Then how would I have the geography lecture you could have both attended? कैसा चल रहा था? Huh?
Just reading.
And what you guys are doing?
So reading and reading. Math work.
Smart, smart. Finish the reading and let me know. Shall we? Done. Now put the next heading in your notebook, military causes. So how will I explain the military causes? The injustice that happened to the Indian army working for which army? British. Unwantedly, Indian soldiers were forced into the which World War? World War I and even II also. And on the top, you are not giving equal treatment. On the top, you are not giving equal payment. On the top, you are, bringing that, what is that? Rifle? Enfield rifle. Although you are fighting for the Britishers in the army, the soldier, the family which is behind, they are also not having any peaceful life. Will you be happily fighting for the British? All in all, the Indians who were in the British army were just a scapegoat. You know what is a scapegoat? Word scapegoat. हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं scapegoat? बलि का बकरा. हाँ, सर हम बकरा नहीं सर, बकरी है. आधा तो नींद में अभी आप बकरा चिल्ला मत. They were infantry, there were cavalry. Infantry मतलब on walk. Cavalry means on horse. And then we have that Elephantry. And then they have the commanders. Indians का जो promotion था, it's maximum to a level called Subedar. Subedar, a person who is just a piece of army, a commanding officer. Nobody become a commander. Nobody become commander in general. In fact, they were forced to join as a soldier means 90% chances you will retire as what? Soldier only. When the Britishers came to know that when you cross the sea and fight, you become irreligious. You understand irreligious? So Britishers will force you to go there. Can you say no to them? If you say no, what will happen? No, die. You will be court martial. You will be removed from the army. And at least from army, some 40, 30 rupees he was getting per month. That is the biggest income to a farmer house. If you leave that army job also, what will happen? No job. So there were serious, what you can say, injustice within the Department of Military or Army. Is it okay? Let's write sentence wise or put the heading in a notebook what they've given. What is that one heading? Where it is? Ill treatment of Indian soldiers. Write down and write two lines each. Indian soldiers were poorly paid with least facilities. With least facilities, working as army men. With least facilities, working as army men. Second point. The salaries and promotions. The salaries and promotions was very much limited. The salaries and promotions was very much limited as compared to the European soldiers. Next. No Indian could reach the position of to the position above the Subedar. Above the Subedar. This is the word. Above the position of a Subedar. Put it into singular. Subed. Next. Under the General Service Enlistment Act. It is there in the textbook only, page number 8. Under the General Service Enlistment Act, Indian soldiers could be sent overseas. Under the General Service Enlistment Act, Indian soldiers could be sent overseas on duty. Continue. But according to the traditional belief, on such voyage, they become irreligious. according to they become irreligious. You understand irreligious?
Traditional.
Traditional customs. So making you to more sleep, is it? Irreligious. Next. Distribution of troops. Distribution of troops. With respect to other soldiers. Come on. Indians were more in numbers. Indians were more in numbers. Next. I think that's it. You just read it. That's enough. I'd given the entire paragraphs by nutshelling or cracking down the points. And इसमें से भी अगर difficult है, then we'll read the points. Read it silently and then tell you.
Yes.
No. This is just a small outline from the volume. Okay, now we are in the military point, man. Get some energy back to the life. देखो, at least he is showing some energy. अभी तक तो economic ये वो boring था ना. Read the points that I have given. Done? So already we have done the, what do you call it? Immediate cause, correct? Now let us go to the page number, come down to page number 21, is it? There are some questions given. Both of you. That I will mark for you.
After that, you have to learn the process, not the consequences.
Consequences is not there for the exam. Don't tell me.
Syllabus, only the causes, political, social, religious, economic, and military. And consequences will be tested.
No need to learn them.
The consequences and causes, but the events.
Events anyway, I'm not going to teach, only consequences. Now come down to question number 1. This you are both reading the name of the province. You remember? Question number 1, question number 2, and question number 3. Come on, start solving. Use a pencil, and that will help you.
Page 21.
Page 21. Only 3 questions. Then we will start with the consequences. Consequences full day. Only that only I am going to include. Only 3 simple questions. Finish it.
We have to write the policy, right?
Yes. On which policy it has been?
Being provision means what was the use of it?
What are the principles? Hopefully we today finish consequences also. Next lecture we'll start with some new chapters, but still something is pending.
question what we have to write.
Read the question. Read the
What was
question.
the main provision of the general service is
It empowered the Indians can be sent to across the seas, overseas on duty. And उसके साथ और एक line लिखने का, knowing this, the Indians would become irreligious. Britishers introduced this purposely, है ना? वो भी उनको मालूम पड़ा ना कि that they now look at the points that you have. Did you write all? If I tell you the word consequences, before I explain the consequences, I'll tell you only one thing. Was this revolt a success or a failure? Success. Pakka? Then why did India get independent then? You say success, is it? Then how did India didn't get the independence? Didn't get. Because 1947 only India got independent. Then how it is a success?
sir, the injustice which was happening was stopped.
Is correct. All the ultimate freedom we did not get. Although India was not fully free from British, but then the first thing that they observed was the end of company's rule. What is end of company's rule? East India Company was stopped. And who might have taken? The British Parliament. Look at the second point. Who's that? Proclamation. Proclamation means promises. Queen Victoria said, no more East India Company. Now, if any injustice happened to you guys, you can directly refer me. How it will help Indians? At least that injustice done by East India Company will be stopped. Now, at least whoever is the person who is doing it, they will be afraid of whom? The Queen. Even today we have a Queen of London, is it? But she is not very active in politics, but then also. So one thing, that East India Company was banned. Second thing, Queen Victoria stepped in and the entire administration was in our name. The post of Governor General was removed. In place of who came in? Viceroy. And Viceroy will have a secretary of 15 members. And what is the other good signal of the secretary? That the secretary council will be belonging to India. Means 15 members, maybe close to 12 or 13 members will be selected from where? India. Is it a positive sign? उसको अभी नहीं मालूम. अरे पहला जो सेक्रेटरी नहीं था या जो भी मेंबर्स आएगा all the way from London only. If I ask a person who has never seen the poverty and famine to study the problem, will he able to study? मैं आपके घर में आया भी नहीं, आपका घर क्या है मुझे कुछ मालूम नहीं, फिर मैं आपका घर के लिए recommendations भेज रहा हूँ. आप बोलेगा पहले घर में आके रह के तो देख. Are you understanding what I am telling you? So it's so simple to tell you. Although the revolt was crushed, although the revolt did not achieve the success, but it made some permanent changes in army, with the princely states, and in the administration. So initially Indians felt very happy and very, we can say, we had a big achievement. But ultimately what is going to happen? Ultimately, they are continuing to be ruled by whom? By the British. Again, after close to 90 years, am I correct? 1857 to 1947, 90 years. India had to fight out of their skins. To remove whom from India? The British. So one thing is very clear, the revolt had made some permanent mark on whom? On the British. Next time I give you both the training and the bullets, I'm a little bit careful. Why? You'll use the weapon against me only. Now Queen told that I will not send your army men across sea. I will not interfere into your religion. It is you who admission done. No doctrine of lapse, no subsidiary alliance. But whatever promises the British made, or whatever changes the company made, parliament made, do you think was it long lasting? Short lived. But then they knew to crush the revolt, they have to bring in some changes under the name of Queen Victoria's proclamation. So, what is the other word for proclamation? Other word for proclamation? Promises. Now put the heading, only copy down the subheading. And where is the word proclamation coming? You write promises, correct? This is the second and the last part of the chapter. End of company's rule, Queen Victoria's proclamation के आगे promises. Now read this, I will be giving very important points from here, my own notes. And the rest things you have to copy from your house and bring. So only read 1, 2, 3, 4, then I'll give the notes on. The person is permanently sleepy. Huh? Get it? Only silently read or put your head on and go for a sleep. Next 10 minutes. Seriously. I'm coming from.
ये बच्चा पैर अंदर कर ऐसे बैठे और मम्मा पैर फैला
All fellow is more sleepy.
Yes.
Who is sleepy in between these two?
Not sleeping.
पक्का? But वो तो बोल रहा बार-बार मुझे भी तुम नहीं Okay. Now you read this and tell me which point you want me to give notes. Because volumes are quite okay. You have written that 3 questions. 3 questions. All 3. Show me. Let me correct that.
Sir, first I was not able to write.
Why? What is the question asking?
Didn't found the answer.
What is the question? Tell me.
When and on what ground was our annex to the company?
On the alleged misrule. He has written that, is it? And just find out from the textbook in which year it was. I think 1820, something like 20 or 29. You are reading that point, Abad again. Yaad hai? On the pretext of alleged misrule. Pehla wo to likh. 1856. Abad was added to the British Kingdom on the alleged misrule in the year 1856. That's enough. Oh. So every day you got 2 lectures. And then tomorrow what lectures you are having? That is okay. Instead of math 2 lectures and physics 2 lectures. Math who comes? And then what do you call it? Then physics. Achha. Shall I give the first point? All the 3 answers you have got it. Okay. So write the first point. It is very important. End of company's rule. Revolt of 1857. Revolt of 1857. Although did not achieve. Revolt in 1857. Although did not achieve its ultimate goal of freedom, but brought several important changes. Which are as follows. Now you're at end of company's rule.
So we have to write in points.
Like जैसा मैंने वो दिया वैसा दे दूं? ऐसा heading लिखना है फिर लिखना है या कैसे चाहिए आपको? You have to copy down this heading which I will be explaining, and you have to copy down this heading which I will be giving. Will do? You write end of company's rule. You already लिख दिया आप लोगों ने. Since already written, don't write. You write only point 1. Point 1 लिखो. That is understandable. मतलब उस heading का explanation दे रहा हूँ. Correct है? Will do? Write down. The most significant change was The most significant change was East India Company was banned. Was that the East India Company was banned and Queen Victoria mat likho, was banned and the entire administration was directly transferred to British Parliament or directly to the Crown. Parliament bhi nahi likha hai. Was directly transferred to the Crown. Second,
Transfer to the
Crown, C, British Crown. Next,
point or
same. Abhi, under one only you write small a. Aisa jao, what's that? Small b. The post of Governor General. The post of Governor General was discontinued. The post of Governor General was discontinued and a new office of Viceroy, the Viceroy, put that word, the Viceroy, was created.
Was discontinued
And a new office of Viceroy was created. Next. The Secretary of the State a member of British Cabinet, supported by a 15 council member.
British Parliament.
A member of the British Parliament, supported by a 15 council member. Who will be the local people. Next. Maybe the last point for today. The next 5 minutes you move. The salary and allowances. The salaries and allowances. The salaries and allowances of the secretary and the council. Keep the volume side by side. It is all from the volume. The salary of the secretary and council was to be paid out of revenue in India. Was to be paid out of revenue in India. Full stop. Last one. पहले ही last बोल दिया था. Appointments to civil services. What is civil services exams? Tell at least this. If not, I'll make you to sit for next 20 minutes. When is again? कुछ भी नहीं बोलता तुम. Check. Using your mobile, check it. I'll allow you to use your mobile during now. Last 5 minutes. British time का civil service exam क्या था? Check करो लो.
Just searching civil service or
I don't know. वो just देगा ना. वो भी मैं बताने का. Easy fellow. Just civil service or what? Huh?
UPSC.
What does UPSC stands for?
Uttar Pradesh.
Wonderful. 10th standard fellow. So forget about that. UPSC is Union Public Service Commission exam. Have you heard about IAS and IPS? What is IAS?
Yeah.
Administrative services leading to the collector. Collector is also known as district collector, DC. And IPS,
Indian Police Administrative.
तू बता.
IPS or IPAS?
IPS. उसके लिए बोलो. Indian Police Service is you then. Is a police commissioner once you pass an IAS exam, IPS exam. So you're right. Okay, this Sunday there is doubt solving sessions. You know how to book the slots. Now you check with the coordinator. Appointment to civil services was made through open competition. Under the rule of
Was made to
open competition, made through open competition under the rules made by the Secretary of State. Under the rules made by the Secretary of the State. Now check all this and tell me where you have got a query or a doubt. Both of you have to work very hard. I don't know. One thing, at least this 10th level, you should know some basics. Basics भी नहीं आता, advanced भी नहीं learn करेगा. कैसे करेंगे? So two more questions I might add to your this one. What do you call it? Page number. What did we do? What did we do? Page number 21. Question number 4. You have to discuss this only. What we are doing. Who become the first viceroy? Question number 5. Question number 6. So 1 to 6 questions you have to solve. I think already you have solved 3 questions here. And the rest 3 only you have to solve. Okay, I'll meet you in my next lectures. And come prepared, man. So next lecture, you want me to continue with this or shall I get into history? Civics. Civics, how many chapters we have done? Only 1, Union Parliament completed. So what we will do, we will continue with history only. That is, second chapter is more important and more good for you guys. Chalo, pack up.